As a woman is born, at birth, these children have 6 million eggs. 6 million eggs. Imagine that. When you're born at birth, 6 million eggs in your ovaries as a reservoir. But by the time you're transitioning from a baby to a girl, about 4 million are gone already. As simple as that. Wasted, reabsorbed back, 4 million gone. By the time you're just moving from being a baby to now being a girl, 4 million gone. Aye. That was so fast. And then as you move from being a girl into puberty, you move from basically, let's say at around being a girl there about all the way from around a year all the way to about 9 years or 10 years there about, you have about 1.2 to 1.5 million eggs. And then as you transition from being a girl into being now a woman, when you experience your first menarche, when you get into puberty, again, they drop all the way to 300,000 eggs. Now, anytime somebody tells you that age and time is of most importance to a woman, understand this because of this. That you can see how fast this is declining. Imagine being born with 6 million eggs, and by the time you're getting your first menarche, you are at 300,000. Time is of essence to every woman, and we know it. So at puberty, 300 to about 400,000 eggs left. Now, as you keep moving, you get to early 30s, your fertility starts to go down. And this is the reason why women are told, please, give birth earlier, get pregnant earlier, and get your children earlier. It is necessary. The reason why nowadays we're having these young girls or young women having fibroids. Fibroids used to be very rare in young women. But now, even a 20-year-old woman has fibroids. A 21, a 25-year-old woman, a lot of fibroids being gotten off from the uterus. And now, infertility issues are coming in. By the time you get to 30, of course, even men, when they get to 30, their testosterone level starts to go down by 1% every year. But women, by the time you get to 30, your fertility level starts to go down. And that is a challenge. The weird part is, in early 20s, 19 all the way to 28 or 29, most of our women have been made to believe that they have to chase something before. So basically giving children comes second to them achieving everything. That is a serious challenge because you see, nature does not care if you have a career, if you have to achieve your goals or not. Nature does not care. Your eggs will still go. You can't compare fertility levels of a woman who is 21 with a woman who is 30. They're not the same. A woman who is 21 has a lot of eggs, has time, is vibrant and all that. But as you age into 30s, into 40s, of course, your fertility levels go down, your energy even to carry a pregnancy goes down. And that pregnancy can actually become dangerous to you. We will see when we'll be talking about geriatric pregnancies. Pregnancies in the old age. It can actually kill you. So the complications are so many. So by the time a woman gets to 40, she's only left with 10% of eggs. 10%. At 40, you can get pregnant, yes. But the truth is that pregnancy will be a whole danger to you. Imagine if you're not part of the health and wellness sports team. If you've not maintained your health in order, if you're still arguing and eating all these crazy foods, if you still have hormonal imbalances, and then you end up getting pregnant, you're obese, you end up getting pregnant at 40. My friend, that gynecologist will eat a lot of money from you for no good reason. Because you're a walking disease. You're pregnant, you can't do anything, you can't do exercises, you can't move, you're crazy, your cravings are all over, you're eating literally everything. Your first trimester is just crazy, you're vomiting your lungs out. So at this moment in time, please, some of you should just be having maybe the last child, or you've done your job, now it's time for you to actually rest and just celebrate yourself. Now that is where the challenge is coming in. Imagine at 40 you have 10% of the eggs left, and you know very well at 45 to 55 that's where menopause is coming in. And I'll explain some challenges about menopause, because people think menopause, once you get into menopause, goes for a lifetime. There's now pre-menopause, there's menopause, and there's post-menopause. And the three have different symptoms. So whatever most women are experiencing is post-menopausal syndrome, after menopause. Because menopause basically means you have gone without a periods for a whole year, 12 months. And you see, the weird part is now we diagnose menopause. So we've actually made you think menopause is a disease. That now have you had a period, when was the last time you had a period? You say, oh, I had a period last year, a time like this. So those are 12 months without a period. And the beauty about these things is that women are so cautious about their health. So when a woman gets lacks a period this month, the next month they take pregnancy tests, they are okay, they are not pregnant, they are not on any contraceptive methods, they are not on any replacement therapies of estrogen and all that. They understand if there's a single change or a slight change in their health, they will seek medical attention. But men, until we are almost hitting the rock bottom, we cannot seek therapy. That's why most thyroid conditions are diagnosed in women. Why? Because women are those who experience a small change in their hormonal levels, in their energy and metabolism, in their skin, and they rush to seek help from a medical practitioner or a dermatologist or a gyna. So they are quick to actually find help. So imagine you getting pregnant at 40, you're obese, you're already having these chronic conditions like pre-diabetes and all that. And now you're getting pregnant at 40. Even your progesterone levels are going down. So therefore, even your ability to maintain this pregnancy is zero. Near zero for the example, for that matter. So you're suffering from things that you can actually prevent. So please, ladies, get pregnant earlier. Because you see, as you leave that uterus empty, as you use those contraceptive methods to protect yourself from getting pregnant, and you're chasing something, womanhood does not care. The nature will not care that you now are a professor of whatever, you've attained the peak, now you want to settle and get babies. Womanhood will not care. Hormone changes will always be there. It's a natural state that they have to go down. Now they'll have to put you on those Fertility M, on those supplements and progesterone-only pills, which are synthetic, to actually help you maintain a pregnancy that you could have actually maintained easily. So get pregnant earlier. You'll prevent yourself from getting the fibroids. You will, trust me, you will. So most of the things that we've been taught have been lies all through. They've been lies. So we need to actually unlearn some of these things. Because listen, you see, for a career, it can actually come. And I'm not saying that women should just chase a career. I'm saying that if you're actually trying to replace motherhood with a career, you're wasting time. You're going to use that money to actually treat things that you would have prevented. So get pregnant earlier. And now the problem is, in this generation, the early ages, the most fertile ages, now it's about 40% of women are becoming the umbrella. Have you seen that? Like, younger women are becoming the umbrella all through. I'm wondering what is happening. Where did we go wrong? So by the time and you realize, after this phase of being under the umbrella for about 10 years or so, all of them are now coming back. Now they want children because the woman who is charging them is actually, nature does not care, my friends. So you will go ahead and do all you want to do. You can actually be whatever you want to be in your 20s. But immediately you get into your 30s, when nature now starts to judge you, hey, you know what? You must exercise your womb. And the worst thing that you can ever do to your child is to go, please, women, the worst thing you can do to yourself or to your child is to go and remove their uterus so that they can actually think they are men. Listen, all of us, at some point in life, we've thought that we were the opposite sex. I remember there was a time, I used to play football from a younger age. So there was a time I came home, football lifestyle. And then my mother had dyed my hair and done the Calkit stuff, I wanted to look like the then Ronaldo. I'm there with, nimechoma nywele, nimekaranga nywele vizuri. And then I came home. I was feeling so feminine, and I liked it at that moment in time. But when I got home, I found that mzee seated in a corner somewhere. That chair of mzee that is always in a corner with his cup. And he's there watching some TV. And when he threw the eyes, I was opening the door to come in. He threw the eyes and he just saw me. His eyes just went straight to the head. My friend, he said nothing, but the eyes just communicated that the next day I should shave. I did shave. I did. And that was the last time I did those nonsense with my hair. So at some point, all of us get that feeling that, because these hormones are all over, we get that feeling that, maybe I'm not supposed to be a man. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a woman. Take your time. Do not do away with the uterus. Do not do away with your sexual organs. Don't. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry to change those organs, please. I'm telling you. Because look at it this way. We've seen so many women who have gone into being all these lesbians. They do all they have to do in their 20s. And you've seen it. They even come out on public, on TikTok to just say it. And then you give them time, you see them coming back as saved Christians and all that in their 30s and in their 40s. Now you're like, okay, what is happening? So why did you go through all this to just come back and tell us, you know what? God will not judge me, and I'm this, now I'm changed, and now I want children. You know very well, in our 40s, it's very rare to find people of the umbrella in their 40s. Very rare. They come back to the basics because nature has to tell you something. So as you enjoy your youth and you want to do everything you want to do, well done. Anyway, let's continue. So at 40, getting pregnant is a crazy thing. And by the way, geriatric pregnancy was actually at 40. So at 40, they were told, you know what, you can't get pregnant. This is an old age, an old woman pregnant. That is not right. But now it's at 35. And that is very intentional. Why is it intentional? Because at the same time it was dropped to 35. So if you get pregnant at 35, they basically classify you as an old woman pregnant. Imagine that. So, so as you get to 35 and you get pregnant, problems. And the reason is, of course, in your early 20s, they introduced hormonal contraceptives to you. So you've been using contraceptives all through, messing up your hormones levels in your system entirely. And now you get to an age where it's now difficult for you to actually maintain a pregnancy. If at all you ever get one, now the gynae has come in and then classify you as a geriatric pregnancy. Now you need very, very strict medical attention. And now it's a supplement after another. It's a medicine after another. It's therapy after therapy. Is consultation after consultation. By the time you're giving birth to that child, hata wewe mwenyewe umechoka. You've worn yourself out financially, you've worn yourself out physically and mentally. And now you just give birth. By the time you're raising this child, before the child gets into puberty, you're already in menopause. You are so irritated as a woman. You are so angry. You are so emotional and sometimes very depressed because of high estrogen in the system. You're so depressed. Now all this anger, plus the marriage that is not even working. Now all this anger, because you've not fixed here, the anger now has to go to the child. And now these children resent you and they become just like you. They will do the same thing. So again, when they get into 20s, they'll go into the umbrella before they come back. So the cycle continues. And then we call that generational curse. It's not. It's very predictable. It's very visual. You can actually see it.